but it's just a beautiful field, and you know we got holding rooms, we got clubhouses, and just it's big league at the college level is what it is.
Anything about Rosenblatt that you miss?
This may sound a little crazy to you, but you know Rosenblatt, you had the smell. You know, you had the old ballpark, the food, the smoke going everywhere, and people, you know, tailgating. It's a little bit harder to do here. This is a fabulous facility, but yeah, it's you know, it smells new. It doesn't smell like Rosenblatt.
What's it smell like?
It's just, you know, such a pristine and lovely facility. I'm one that, I really love Rosenblatt, but I love this new stadium as well. You know, sometimes you outgrow your house and you go to a new one, and that's what happened at Rosenblatt. You know, the amenities and parking, a lot of things needed improvement, facilities, you know, outside of the playing surface, and that's why we're here. But it's great to be here.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Did you know about Robert's dad? He's over there?
Yeah, I knew. He's, you know, we talked about that a number of times, and you know, his mom was here and everything. But yeah, he's a tough kid. He's a guy that has been there for us down the stretch, as you know, and he's come up big for us many times. He's, you know, through our situation, making changes and having adversity, we always go to Robert, right field, left field, first base, third base. You know, you got to catch now. So he's been very special for us, and I thought that was a special touch, recognizing his dad in the press conference.
So, you know, when you look back at the end, yeah, sure, Wingo gets the game-winning hit, but
the game changed. Yeah, he changed the game. He changed the inning. It was a potential triple, but you know, because no outs, you can't make that first out at third. And he might have been safe, but he might have been out. You can't do that. But he got the whole thing started, and Jackie moved him up after he didn't get the bunt down. He moved him up, and it worked out great for us with Wingo. Ended up driving him in, but it's a tremendous ninth inning. Stripling had, you know, settled in, been very, very effective, just like Roth had been effective, and we were able to find a way to score at the end.
How impressive is that? Aggies 4 hits because they've been so high.
Well, I wouldn't have expected that, you know, and especially when the game started. I think they got 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Then they got 1 the rest of the way. They're a great club. They got tremendous athleticism over there, and you got to give Michael Roth credit for being able to settle in there and make some pitches when he needed to. We got a double play there in the middle of the game, came up big for us, but you know, he was able to get in the strike zone a little bit more after the first inning.
Did y'all have him up in the bullpen that first inning?
No, absolutely not. Michael Roth was going to get his, you know, $1.15, $1.20. He's our guy, so you know, right, wrong, or indifferent, we're not rushing to get him out of there.
Do you think anybody can handle all the unowned runs as well as Michael has?
Well, if that's going to have to happen, he's the right guy, and no question about it. And you know, he laughs about it a little bit because it's happened. It's happened a lot, but you know, they haven't scored that many. The 4th spot, I think, was the most, and you know, but he'll give you a chance to win. You know, even if we didn't score in the first, he was going to keep us close, give us a chance to battle back, and that's why he's had the kind of year that he has.
Have you ever deployed the 5-man infield before?
Never have used it. That was very unique. I have often thought about it, and I've seen it happen in Major League Baseball. And you know, sometimes those things can happen. You get a player in the right place, and but when they had those 2 outfielders out there, you know, I was hoping one would go out there somewhere. But actually, the ball that Wingo hit, he hit that ball pretty well. He hit the warning track base of the fence. So it was a good swing.
Did you feel like you had the right man up at the right time?
Well, I did. I mean, he's been a big guy for us all year, and you know, big play guy, big inning guy, and we got back to the top of the order. And Evan was really remarkable for me today. After seeing him a couple of days ago, I didn't think he'd be able to play. So you got to stop and give credit to our training staff and Marzilli for being honest. I kept thinking that he's going to tell me he wants to play and can play, but it's this stage. I didn't want him to make a bad statement there, and I waited right up until I had to turn in the lineup there at the beginning of the game, and he said, "I promise you, I wouldn't put our team in jeopardy." And I went with him. But we got back to the top of the order and got some good at bats in there.
The way Jack Anelli threw the guy out in the first inning at home plate, did that sort of make you realize you'd made the right decision?
Well, he was safe, but he was called safe anyway. But I just knew going into the game with Marzilli a little bit banged up. It's a big outfield. Not too many balls go over the fence. You got to play defense, and if he runs a ball down or makes a play or makes a throw or keeps a runner from advancing the base, then it's worth it. And that's why I put him in the 9 hole. I just, he's mature and he can handle it, but I want him to be a little more comfortable and not feel like he had to help us win this first game. Hit him in the 9 hole, and his last 2 at bats were pretty good.
Will he stay in the 9 hole?
I have to rethink that. I have to avoid him in the hotel, I guess. But his last 2 at bats were pretty good.
The way Marzilli tracked that ball in the first inning, almost got to that triple. Did it look like he was 100% to you?
Yeah, he didn't look like he was. I had a good shot at it. It didn't look like he was hobbling at all, and he went after it. It was a pretty good hit placed right there in the corner. So I'm just ecstatic that he played as physical as he did today, because I just didn't think he'd be able to. And even Brandon Cooper, our trainer, said it might be a good idea to wait till Tuesday. And Marzilli said, I don't think that's such a good idea. So we had to meet somewhere in the middle, and he was honest. He looked good and he felt good.
Look at Coach Jansen put him through the paces in the pre-game.
Well,
you're 100%.
Well, he had somebody had to test him, and I said, Billy, go out there, find out what he tells you, and find out how it looks.
Yeah.
And then I'll do my turn after you do yours. And he came back and he said, he's good for me. And I just asked Evan. I said, you got to tell me. You got to be very honest with me. I know you want to play. It's College World Series, but you can't let your emotions get you here. He said, no, I'm fine physically. I'm fine.
How did Neff take the news?
Well, I think he kind of understands, and one thing Neff hasn't been able to do, he's had trouble, with guys with really good changeups, and Stripling has a really good changeup, and ironically, Neff has been a lot better against left-handed pitchers than he has righties. So, but I think he understands. We're just trying to get a little better defense out there.
Any thought to allowing Taylor to finish the night since he was doing so well? Only threw 6 pitches.
Well, it crossed my mind. It crossed my mind, but again, they got some lefties in there, and those lefties were going to have to face him. And after he got the first guy there in the 9th, I said, you know what, Price can give us a couple of innings, 2 2/3, and let's try to win the game. It wasn't a safe situation, but let's try to win it. Let's don't look back and go woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's try to win while we got an opportunity, and I just went with the matchup.
I see on the guy, Naquin, 0 for 4. Sounds like a great job on him tonight by your pitchers.
Well, he's been, 385, 386.
390 coming in.
Yeah, he's been their guy, and we were able to neutralize him a little bit. If he's on base a lot, then it's hard to beat him. And they still got those runs in the first. He got on via the error, but it's when you have an opportunity to shut down one of the top guys, it gives you a better chance.
Home's on Tuesday, and Virginia. What are your thoughts?
Probable. Well, Virginia, the number 1 ranked team in the country, the team to beat here. So we'll have to be really, really good against them. They've got so many weapons and so many outstanding pitchers, and that's why they're where they are. Well, they got 54, 55 wins somewhere in there. They're tremendous.
Got the plot of showing the SEC 3-0 in the opening round games.
Well, that's I just what I said in the press conference there. We play each other, and there's 12 teams in our league. Anybody can beat anybody, and we're accustomed to being in a lot of close games, a lot of good teams, and I think it helps you along the way. It doesn't make you win. It doesn't guarantee anything, but you're accustomed to it, and you figure out. You try to wiggle through it and find a way. And Vandy and Florida played really, really well. Us not quite as well, but we were able to win.